He's an international rower, activist, book author, and a motivational speaker. He's coming all the way from the United States of America and is joining us here today on the Cape Town Daily Show to talk to us a little bit about his book and the film which is about his life. Arshay Cooper, welcome to the Cape Town Daily. Welcome to Cape Town. Welcome to South Africa. How are you doing?
I'm good. I am thankful and grateful to be in the mother city. So
Look, I heard you just arrived. You arrived this morning in Cape Town. Is it your first time? What has the experience been like for you?
Yeah, well, came in last night and the electricity went off.
Load shedding.
Yeah. And but I was fine. It's been great. I mean, it's been a dream. You know, I've met a lot of people today who said their dream was to go to the States, and there are dreams, especially people who like us, is to come here.
Were you aware of the load shedding? Did you research about, South Africa, about the load shedding, just so you know the schedule and everything?
Yeah, I did. I had a Zoom with someone, and I was like, something just happened. I was aware, and but this is a beautiful place, and it reminds me a lot of home back in Chicago.
Wow. Look, you grew up in Chicago. You were born and raised in Chicago. I know that the book that you wrote that was released in 2020 is basically about your life and all the things you've overcome. Just tell us a little bit about that book.
Yeah, so the book focused a lot on my teammates, who was the first all-black high school rowing team there in Chicago. And, it's made up of different guys that grew up in different gangs, in different neighborhoods. And, it talks about how we grew up hearing gunshots when we slept. We lost friends. I ran for my life. I would wake up and skip over pools of blood growing up. We have seen what most soldiers have seen in war, but before we were 15 years old. And so it was very hard to go to school to concentrate on math or science when you're seeing these things every day, right? And talent in our neighborhood was everywhere. A lot of access and opportunity was not. And I talked about the one day we found this sport called rowing.
Wow. Tell us about the sport. Not a lot of people might know about it, but just tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, rowing. It's called crew. It is one of the oldest Olympic sports, and it's basically people call it the ultimate team sport, but it's a water sport. You're in a boat, a very narrow shell. You can row with 8 guys, 4 guys, 2, or yourself, and it's very elitist. It is a very expensive sport. The boat is the same price as a car, or even more, and it's hard to get access to that. You have to learn how to swim. There's not a lot of people who look like us in the sport, and so it was introduced to us at our school, and we was like, no, we don't even swim. We don't even do the water thing, and no one looks like us that do it. And so, but overall, what you will learn is that it's a sport that teaches you discipline, help you to work well with others, and it creates a lot of college opportunities for you.
From a book to now a film, and it's going to be screened for the first time in South Africa, which is Cape Town. Why the decision to turn it from a book to a film?
Yeah. My idea at first was like, let it just be a movie. Everyone say, oh, this is going to be a movie. This is awesome. But I think that the book, I didn't realize how big the book was going to be. I wrote it for myself. It was like therapy, like being a young man whose mother was a drug addict and never said the word dad a day in my life, and so I felt like I wanted to put this story out there for myself and for every young person who grew up like I did. And I think that, the story is so powerful, but not everyone have access to books. Not everyone's gonna read, not everyone can read. And I felt like if we can just take our story and put it to the film and add some great humor and joy to it and tell the true black story of me and my boys, that more young people who grew up like us will have access to it. And so we teamed up with some NBA players like Dwayne Wade and Grant Hill, and Grammy winner Common was a producer, and it doesn't just touch on our life as teenagers, but we came back to the sport 20 years later to compete and for our city.
Your visit in Cape Town, or basically South Africa, is not just to screen the film, but you're also here, you know, to raise awareness and raise funding for a particular organization. Just also tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, Lawhill Maritime School. It's a school that focuses on education and also access to water sports. For me, you know, it was not just a sport of competitiveness, but it was a sport of meditation. You're out there, you go from seeing dirt and concrete every day to water and grass. And it truly calms those storms that you grew up experiencing in your life. It's non-combative, it's non-conflict, and all you hear for sometimes 2 hours, and it just created so much wellness for us. And so I think that I wanted to come here and help this school activate their own program. Not only activate it, but accelerate it. And you know, sometimes that, you know, there's kids who look like us who are in these programs, but they don't have all the tools that the private school or boarding schools have, right? And so we're here to raise awareness around water, what rowing can do for young people, but also maybe, you know, raise some money to give access to more young people, and so and just bring hope to young people, no matter who you are, where you grew up, what you're going through, that there is hope, and you can make it out of it. And sports teaches you so much, and being able to work well with others and have a coach that want to lead you to the best moments in your life is worth it.
All right, look, Arshay, we've basically run out of time, but before we go, just when will the film be screened? Please give us the dates, the time, the locations.
Yeah, so the film will be screened tomorrow at 6 p.m. I think tickets are sold out at the Levia Theater.
You have a full house.
Yeah. But we'll be at the Royal, I might get the name wrong, the Royal Yacht Club tonight. I think there's still tickets available. But that's where I would be, and then I would be hanging out with the kiddos on Friday and Saturday doing some rowing and stuff like that.
Is your book available in South Africa as well?
Well, they are. You can buy it on Amazon, but yeah, the Lawhill Maritime School are selling books, so they have books. So find them, and you'll be able to buy this book and read it. And then they will have some signed books, so hopefully there's some left.
Awesome. Arshay, thank you so much for coming through to speak to us. I really appreciate you taking the time. I know you're tired, you need to rest, you need to, you know, but thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us, and all the very best to you.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.